Hey guys, it's Steve here from CityHill Church. I'm recording this message on Wednesday, the 25th of March, one day before our national lockdown takes place. An incredible thing happened yesterday. Somebody drove into our parking lot and offloaded a whole lot of goods for nation changers to be distributed, including some children's toys. And one of the things that came in as a children's toy was this toy aircraft carrier. Now, if you've been coming to CityHill since the beginning of 2020, you will know that in October last year, our church received the prophetic word of CityHill Church being like an aircraft carrier. In fact, this was such a profound thing for us that in the first 3 weeks of the first term, we preached a series about the aircraft carrier called Engage. And the 3 words that stand out to me today when I think about an aircraft carrier is that as a church, we need to be robust, we need to be prepared, and we need to be unafraid. Those are 3 characteristics of everyone who trains to be on an aircraft carrier. They're robust, they're prepared, and they're unafraid. And as we head into this time of national lockdown, lots of uncertainty, lots of businesses facing an uncertain future regarding their finances, people unsure of how this is all going to end. Let's go back to the word that God spoke to us as a church. CityHill Church, you're an aircraft carrier. If you're on board this ship, we need to have a mindset that is robust, that is prepared, and that is unafraid. I'd like to also give a few update comments regarding what we're going to be doing as a church over the next little while, just for your information. 3 things that I'd like to mention. Firstly, our house-to-house campaign, which we started last week Sunday, we did those in very small groups. Now, obviously, with the lockdown, we go from being in tiny groups to being just families or individuals. But exactly the same content is going to be provided online. There's an online resource that shows you, as a family, you can download it, how to run a service in your home. There's video content of a message, including some church announcements, etc., that will be posted every single Sunday until we meet again in our church auditorium. As well as that, if you're a family that's got young children, there's a children's resource that's available there. It's got links to worship videos that you can watch with your kids, crafts that you can download, print out, and do with them, as well as a children's story that's been recorded usually by our own team. Well, up till now it's been on site during lockdown. That will change a bit. But in the background, you can see a cross and crown of thorns that our kids team recorded into this week's video for our children to watch at home. If you have got technology, and most of us have got phones, WhatsApp groups, friends and family, want to make use of this time to plan together with some friends or your life group or some family, extended family, wherever they are, and say, guys, at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning or whatever time you choose, we're going to do the service together. Although we're separated physically and in our homes, we can still be spiritually connected. Although we're locked down, we continue to look up, and we can do that in community using technology to our advantage. The second thing I wanted to mention is that our social media channels are all up and running. And if you're not big on social media, why not get Instagram or Facebook, connect in with CityHill Church, and let us know what's happening. Tag us into any posts that you make and see what other people are doing through the life of our church and different things that are happening during this time. As well as that, on all of our social media channels, we're going to be posting some devotionals. We're going to be posting some verses, some fun things up there as well. So to keep in touch with what we're doing, why not log on to one of those social media channels just to keep up to date with what's happening in the life of the church. The third thing I wanted to mention is that although all of our staff are going to be at home as well during the lockdown period, our church phone number will be routed to somebody on the other side. So if you'd like to speak to a pastor, if you've got something that desperately needs prayer, please feel free to dial into our church office, or alternatively, email admin@cityhill.co.za. That email address will be monitored this entire time. In fact, we've got prayer groups that are set up waiting for things to pray for. And if you've got any prayer requests, uncertainty about your business future, feeling lonely, any kind of illness that you're battling at the moment, a new concern that getting anything on top of that would be very detrimental to your health, any prayer requests you've got, please feel free to send it through to admin@cityhill. Those things will be treated as confidential, and we would love to pray for you and to support you. In closing, I'd like to read a verse from Psalm 91, verse 1 and 2. It says, "As he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. At this time, rather than looking for solutions anywhere else, let's have this picture of us dwelling in the shelter of the Most High, of Him taking us under His arm, connecting with us, harboring us against all danger. In fact, Psalm 91 is a psalm of protection. And if we dwell in the shelter of the Most High, we can rest, we can abide under His shadow. I trust that this time of a national lockdown is a time of spiritual growth for you and for myself, of connection with the family or whoever you're staying with in the same house, and that God would use this time for His glory and grow us and extend His kingdom. God bless.